I just fade away.
Feel it.
Fade away.
I
Fade
feel
away,
it.
yeah. I think too
I
much.
feel it.
Hi guys, welcome back. I'm going to quickly prep my eyelids with this P. Louise base. Alright, so start off the show today is the Jaclyn Hill X Morphe palette volume 2. And I'm first going in with the shade Heart On. And I'm going to start by shaping the eyeshadow. Today I'm going for more of a rounded eye look. So I am going to kind of blend upwards as I get closer to the outer V. Now I'm going in with the shade My Man, which is the orange from the palette, and just kind of marrying the two shades together. And now I'm going in with the yellow from the palette called No Joke. And I'm just placing that right above both of those shades. And you want to make sure that you bring that yellow all the way around and even in the inner corner. That way, no matter which way you are facing, that yellow is really going to peek through. Alright, now moving on to the dark purple. I'm going to just start really building it up in my crease. And I do like to do circular motions when it comes to the dark shadows in the crease because that's going to kind of blend the edges outwards but not go up too high. Alright, now I'm going to go back in with the first red shade that we used and use that to diffuse the edges of that purple. And now I'm adding a little bit of that orange and then going to add a little bit of that yellow as well. Sometimes when you start blending other shadows in the crease, the first shadows that you place do get a little bit lost. So you want to just make sure that they're all coming through. And I did want the purple to be a little bit more intense, so I did go back in with another layer. And I'm going to start defining that purple shade in the outer corner without pulling it too much, so that way you keep that rounded shape. And now just going to blend the edges of that purple as well with the red shade. Alright, now I'm going in with this orange P. Louise base and I'm going to use this to cut my crease. And I'm going to pat on the shade Feelin' Myself, which is the other orange. It's a little bit lighter than the one we used in the crease, just so it pops a little bit more. And then adding that same purple to the outer corner and then the red right on that edge. That way we have a nice gradient. And then I'm going to add a little bit more of that yellow. I feel like it got lost a little bit. And I'm going to tightline my eyes with this Morphe eyeliner in black. Alright, just going to throw on some Miamis. And then we can move on to skin. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and prime my face with the Smashbox Photo Finish Illuminating Primer. And I'm going to go in with my Fenty Soft Matte Foundation. I am in the shade 150. When I want super full coverage, I do go in with the foundation brush and then I go ahead and blend it out with the Beauty Blender. I feel like this gives you a more flawless and the fullest coverage. By the way, I'm using the Smashbox Blurring Foundation Brush. This brush is amazing. And I'm going in with my Beauty Blender and just making sure everything is nice and blended. And I'm going to go ahead and cream contour. I'm using my Too Faced Born This Way concealer in the shade Honey. And always go back in with the sponge just to make sure everything is nice and blended before you set it with powder. Now I'm going to go ahead and contour my nose. And today I'm using my Jouer concealer. You guys, this stuff is so full coverage, it's crazy. One thing I will say about it though is it dries super fast, so you want to maybe work in sections if you are going to take your time. This is honestly probably the fullest coverage concealer that I own. And then just to keep that rounded shape of my eyeshadow, I'm not going to clean cut that concealer on the outer corner. So I'm just gonna kind of dab it on. And I'm gonna start blending it. I'm using the e.l.f. Camo Concealer Sponge. I'm gonna let my nose contours sit for a little bit. That way it doesn't blend away once you go in and blend it, because the concealer has dried down a bit. Whatever's left on my sponge, I do go in and make sure that my cheekbones are nice and cut. And I'm gonna go in with my beauty blender just to blend out any harsh edges. Today I am setting with my Laura Mercier powder. And also, quick tip, you do want to make sure that you give your concealer under your eyes some time to set and almost dry down on its own before you go in with powder, because if it's still too creamy or you barely put it on, the powder is going to kind of make it look cakey, if that makes sense. And I'm just going to kind of brush away some of that powder under my eyes, and I'm going to go ahead and set everything. Alright, I'm going to add the red and purple shade on my lower lash line. And I'm going to go ahead and bronze. I'm using my favorite Fenty bronzer in the Sun. And while you're doing this part, you just want to make sure you are blending above that cream contour and not pulling downwards. For blush today, I'm using my NARS Orgasm. I love this blush because it gives you almost like an illuminated cheek, so it's kind of helping with your highlight. It's just going to make your cheek area just look so nice and glowy. And for highlight today, I'm using my Artist Couture highlighting powder in Cocoa Bling. This stuff can get so intense, you guys, especially if you spray it with a little bit of setting mist. It can get super blinding. And for lip liner today, I'm using my Chestnut lip liner by MAC Cosmetics. And for lipstick, I'm using my KKW cream lipstick in the shade 1.5. This is honestly one of my favorite nudes. And for lip gloss, I am going in with my Marc Jacobs Cream and Sugar. This lip combo, you guys, was everything. Alright, and that's about it. That completes the look for today. Let me know what you guys think down below. I am obsessed with it. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video.